Welcome back. I've got some traction boards, and with the traction boards I am going to give them a spray paint. There's some metal on them and I want to kind of bring it down a little bit so it's not so shiny. I'm gonna put some Rust-Oleum matte, ultra matte paint on them, but I'm only doing it on this metal section that's for there. It's stainless steel, I believe, but it's also, this is going to coat it and take the shine off from where they are. I've tried looking at the back of the van, I've looked at the sides of the van, I've looked at the top of the van, and there's no place where they can actually go that's really going to work out well. So based on that, the best place I found is putting them on the hood. So it's prepping them out now, getting them ready, and then that's the plan. Well, it's supposed to be ultra matte black. It's looking pretty glossy at the moment. Yeah, I'll let it dry in the sun for a little while. This is called Bunker Industries that makes the recovery boards that I decided to get. And it comes with all the little extra doodads, straps to hook it and to pull it out from underneath once you've driven over it. This here little wrench, a little book about how to apply the stuff. So these little guys here, I added them. They come in that pack and you put them in with that little tool that came with. And you can choose between red or black. I decided to go with these guys because of the metal here on the end that I just spray painted. No other traction boards had this metal piece, and it's replaceable, it's removable, and I thought it would be a good thing if you ever needed it to have that in there, because I've read up on people who've these pieces here get busted or snapped off and you can't replace them in some cases. These are all replaceable, which is good news. And this is metal, so it should give really good traction to your tires. Now the plan is to put it right on top. I'll find center in the hood, and when I've got center, then I can put up the mounts and drill 4 holes, maybe 6, bolt it right through, and that'll be that. Most of the mounts that come set up for traction boards or recovery boards, they are designed to go on another kit, a Mole kit, and I don't have that, so I had to create my own. And I got here, you can see, this is the kit that would go onto recovery or a Mole setup. You go through these holes and mount it right to the side of a canopy or a wall or a box or something like that. Being as I don't have that situation, I didn't want to mount the metal directly on the metal. So I've got a rubber mat. I got it Harbor Freight, and I cut it and stuck it on there. So what I'll do is I'll put the holes through and put it into position, and the recovery boards will go more or less like that, and just lay on top across. Easier said than done. The bottom of the hood is not straight, it's slightly curved, and there's a couple of shapes underneath the hood that I gotta sort out. I gotta stay just a little above it. I'll show you what I mean. So as you can see, the bottom of the hood is indented in a different kind of way. So I've got to make sure the mounts bolt through just on the top side of that contour in the bottom of the hood. Now you know what I know. And now I got to do it. That's really fun. You can see how the tape job worked out pretty decent. It's not perfect, but the traction boards are going to get scuffed up and scratched all over crazy land, so that's not so bad for what I want to do. What I've done here is I found center with the string line, worked it off the Ford logo, found the middle, went right up to the line up here that's just in the middle there, and then around the string line, and then centered this line contour right with it. Now with the paper, I'll put in a couple Sharpie holes, or with the felt pen, go down the hole and mark it on the paper. And then next is drilling the holes and installing it. The hole's marked. I can now see where to drill. So I ended up drilling a hole with a really tiny bit as the first hole, and that went through perfect. Now I'm going to go to a larger bit and then the right size bit for the bolt. All right, I'm back. I had to run into town, had to get some longer bolts to go through the hood, and so there it is right there. I changed my design from 2 holes to 3, so those extra holes I had to caulk them in with some silicone, and there you have it. It's also buried underneath the kit, so I'll show you that right now. So here's what it looks like all finalized. I have rubber gaskets underneath each washer and the caulking in the holes to seal them tight, and that's how it looks with nothing on it. So now let's put them on. And here you have it, the final look. The name's just there, that's just nice. There we go. To make them more secure, I put locking nuts on top of here, nylon locking nuts, and this is more for decoration, just to hide the top of the bolt. Yeah. Underneath the hood, the nuts have locking nuts there as well as locking washers. That should make them pretty solid. There's 6 of them holding it down, should be great. Happy, looks good. Not in the way, I can see right over it, easy peasy. So I'm excited. So when I'm inside the vehicle, this is what they look like looking forward. This is from my eyesight. So they're really only a couple inches, well, maybe 3.5, 4 inches higher than the hood. They don't touch the hood, they sit just elevated above it, you can see underneath. And I imagine it won't take long until it's just normal for me. At first I'll see them there all the time, and after a while I won't notice it. So there you have it. Pretty excited. Hope I don't have to use them, but if I do, I got them. They're excellent. Yeah. Lastly, I put on a bug deflector. The whole front end has been getting chipped and beat up for a while, so I figured it was time to change it up. There you have it. Fantastic. I hope this video was helpful in some way. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you on the next video. Cheers. And therein concludes. Yeah, therein concludes.